one day, I think one night we had a scene and I was in a black negligee thing. And he asked me to put a sew button on his shirt. I said, I don't sew buttons on shirts. And it started. And I think that was a scene. Oh, I know. On the way home, Larry told me I was not good in that scene. He denied it for years. I said to Larry, do you remember when you told me that I was not good in that scene with you? And he said, oh, no. I never said that. I never said that. He did. And I never forgot it. But what happened was, I thought internally, I'll show you, you rat, that I can hold my own with you, because I think he was trying to put me down in a not nice way, and I fought him right back. So it started, and there was this. We could be just laughing and joking off camera, and the director would say, "Okay, we're ready," blah blah blah, and we would just turn into those people immediately. And I'd never had that experience before. And he was generous. He was absolutely divine, an actor extraordinaire. And one day we were having this fight scene, and he gently, I was not in my light. I was in this sort of hot, angry moment, and I wasn't in my light. I remember he took my shoulders and he gently just moved me over so I could be in the light. So kind. And most actors would not have done that. They would let me be in the shade. But Larry was extraordinary, consummate actor.
Did you ever internalize, like, right, like I've heard that story before, you know, like where Larry said you weren't good in that scene. And like you said, we have Barbara Bel Geddes, like stage legend, and Jim Davis and Man from Atlantis. And, you know, it was like more of an, I mean, you had been working before, but it was more of a new role for you. Like, did you ever have those insecurities when like a Larry Hagman would say something like that? Or were you just like, I'm going to show you?
No, it wasn't even that. It was like I said before, in the moment, my job was to do the best job for me. I had to show up 125% every day. And so if Larry was being a pain in the behind, I thought, well, he's being naughty today. And I would just be myself and just to go do my work. It was all about doing the best work I could. That's how it was.
What was the phenomenon of I shot JR, or who shot JR, not I shot JR, who shot JR? And I mean, were people coming out of the woodworks to ask you, who is it? And I mean, I know you were, I mean, that you went to record and that you did the voiceover for Kristen. And so technically you were the first to know. And then what was that like? Was that more pressure? Did you say, wait, I don't want to know, I'm going to slip up? Or how was that? Like, take me through all that. I mean, 100 million people basically watched that. I mean, literally that season premiere.
But see, I knew. So I had recorded it. I knew who it was. So, you know, that was the hardest summer. My children did not want to be with me out in public. I would go to the market, and every 2 feet somebody would stop me. And they were so adorable until it got to be not adorable. It was like, I'm going to go mental, because they'd all go, oh, you can tell us, Linda, who shot JR? And then they'd start laughing. And at the 100th laughing, I was just like, I have to go home. I can't do this. And then people would stop us if we were at a restaurant, the family, and somebody came over, and the family came over and asked for an autograph. And I said, well, you know, we're eating. I'll do it after we're finished. And they said, no, we are going to the airport. We have to have you sign it right now. And my kids, they would just look down. They were so upset. And, you know, I'd quickly sign, no, can we take a picture? And it was really, it was upsetting because my family didn't want to go do things with me because it took away from our family time. I didn't like it. I mean, I was really upset. But, you know, you you do the best you can. And we survived.
Did you ever think, before you found out it was Kristen, did you ever think it was Sue Ellen?
No, because of the show. Because there was a Sue Ellen and JR. I thought, they can't have Sue Ellen do it. No, no. I didn't think so. No. But we had fun. We had fun filming because they filmed. They didn't want the crew or anybody to think, oh, we saw it. We know who it is. So the entire cast took shots at him so that they could throw off the scent.
That's always fun, right?
Oh, we had a great time. Everybody loved it.
Is there a certain memory you have? Like, we all know about like Larry Hagman was such a prankster on set. Like, is there something that sticks out in your mind of just like one of Larry's infamous pranks? And did you ever try to prank him back?
Oh, we all did. We were all, when people ask me that question, and it's a great question, but people ask me, tell us the funniest thing that happened. Every single day, something happened that made him make the whole cast and crew laugh. He just was a prankster. He was a party, is what Larry was. I tried to someone asked me, how do you describe Larry Hagman? And he was his own party, and he invited everybody. So it was like, let's do this, and let's do that, let's do this. And he would be on a scooter, like a child scooter, and just be pumping around the whole MGM studios. Then it was Lorimar, and then now it's Sony. But he would just ride around on a scooter, and then he'd get me to be on the back of the scooter. And the poor director would say, where are they? And they'd say, oh, they're over there on the scooter. And people would go roll their eyes like, those kids are out on a scooter. I had full hair, makeup, high heels on the back of the scooter. But we had so much fun. It was just the most delightful time I've ever had.
Sue Ellen was such a fan favorite. Like, were you aware that she was such a fan favorite? And what do you think was the attraction? Like, why do people, I mean, she was my favorite, let me just tell you, but why do you think people gravitated and she had such a place in everyone's heart?
Thank you for that.
It's
she
true.
was my favorite. She was my favorite too. No, she was my favorite because she was so, to me, and it sounds egotistical, not. She was the most interesting female on television during the 80s, I thought. She was unpredictable. You never knew where she was coming from. And I think she was very relatable in an odd kind of way. She was relatable because nobody has a perfect life. And I think a lot of people looked at the Ewings as having all that money and their life was wonderful and they had pretty clothes and cars and all that stuff. But the reality is that she, a lot of things that Dallas did, I'm going off a little track here, but
that's fine.
Dallas did interesting things that weren't at that time on television, weren't brought to the surface. Miss Ellie had a mastectomy, never was talked about.